So the effect of giving birth at old age is what we're talking about today. The effect of giving birth at old age. There must be effect when you actually give birth at old age. That means when your time is almost up. Especially the men now, you know, the men can give birth, they say, at any age. There must be something that would make that not compatible. Something should not be right. You can't be compared to someone that gave birth at say 20, 30 with a man that gave birth at say maybe 60. Likewise, the women that will give birth at the last stage of their ability to give birth. So what's your take on this?
For that of the women, yes, I can list like different reasons why, or rather, some many effects that can occur at that period. But that of the men, I was a little bit of, let's say, the psychological aspect and the relationship with that man and the child or the children at that age is going to be a different ballgame.
Oh,
And it applies to both, but because of the, should I use the word medical, aspect of it, for that of the men,
yeah.
for that of the woman, the reproductive age, there are things that can, lower or limit childbearing at that age, or maybe can affect the woman at that stage, unlike that of the men.
Okay,
So
so
if I should list them,
yes, please.
a few.
Yes, a few of what can affect a woman or that can affect the child when
Okay, for let's start with the child.
wonderful.
A child that is given birth to by the parents of an older age,
Yes.
is possible that we'll be expecting some chromosomal change, effect on the child, like Down syndrome. The child might come out to have big head, a small head,
Oh,
and you can have a child that is mentally retarded.
oh, that's children that uh, that
Are given birth
birth
at
to
that
at
age.
old age by women.
Mhm.
Okay.
And because there are changes that has occurred, the normal process in the body is now reduced.
Wow.
So the activities that would have sustained a healthy child has drastically, in fact, has started reducing. Now we are now it now depends on the particular age in the old age. There are a range of old age.
Yes.
Now, which part of that old age was this child given birth to will determine how much effect it will have on the child.
Well,
What are the ages?
Let's say the range of, I'm not God, but then, we have the range of 45 to 65.
is that happening? That drastic?
Yes, you experience a little, but then there are some instances where some people will not experience that. But let's not generalize a miracle to what we should be expecting medically. Let's just be wise about it, And if you must give birth at that age, it must be under close supervision of a medical personnel.
Wow. So
to
it's
help.
not just going to be leaving it wide open like when you're 30, when you're 20. When you're approaching your 40 to 50, say 45, 50, probably some women might be lucky and they are going 52, 53.
And they still
And they see that. So they should medically be attended
Observed,
to.
yes.
Word. So the men now, what is there any clauses on the men? Because I have a friend, he's over 63. He just gave birth. And everything is good because the woman, she's barely 30 years old. But the man is over 63 years old. That he gave birth to this wonderful looking boy. Everything is going well. Does men have different repercussions when it comes to this problem, age?
provided there is an increase, the number of your sperm production is intact, there is no prostate effect, you've not started developing the prostate hypertrophy that normally occurs with men at a certain age, or some kind of a penile or infections and stuff, I think you should be good to go.
That is
It's
what
based on your medical health. That will determine the effect on the child. But
Yes.
apart from that,
So the medical effect is on the man when at old age. In some cases, right? Is that what you're saying?
no, it's very rare. From what he's saying,
Okay, for very rare.
it's mainly for
For
the
the
women.
women. Okay, so that's the medical aspect I just mentioned, right?
Mhm.
Okay. What about where the woman is actually, let's just say 50 something, right? And she's very
Healthy.
active. No, how I put it, she just acts like a very young person. I've seen women who are like 60. When you see them,
I've actually seen a 55-year-old woman deliver children, like not just the child, one, two,
Yeah.
But
Well,
then
what
these
you're
are
saying
rare
is rare
cases.
cases.
Like I said, there are instances where things can happen, and we don't want to generalize it with every woman so that we all feel comfortable at that age to start giving birth at that age if you want to. So, but that doesn't mean, like I said, I'm not a god, but let's be guided. If possible, no pressure. If you can deliver within a range, at least before that 35, I think it will be fair to both you and the child.
Word?
Word.
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 Yeah. Word.